everybody. Hey, Mo, we were just talking about you.
Mo!
Good to see you. I got
I have to say, I am quite touched to be here. It is a pleasure to be back in Chelsea, to be back in the Middlesex, Suffolk, and Essex district, which is one of the, if you look at it on a map, it's one of the strangest shapes you ever saw. It starts up in Saugus at the Lynn Line, and it wiggles on down through North Revere and gets Chelsea and Everett and down over the river to Charlestown, jumps over to Somerville, down through the middle part of Cambridge, jumps the Charles River, Alston, and hits Brighton, and almost goes to Newton. Lynn to Newton. Can you imagine a more diverse, a more varied place? Can you imagine a legislator and what it's like to elect somebody who represents each of those communities? Saugus, Chelsea, Revere, Everett, Somerville, Charlestown, Cambridge, Alston, Brighton. Different communities, each with their choice, their desire, their belief that their voice should be heard in the state Senate. And my friends, in case you haven't looked at the newspapers in the last 2 years, we are in a depression, we are in a difficult time, and this district, a working person's district, a district that's relying on services for senior citizens, good jobs, a state that's going to work for them, and a legislator that's going to work for them. You guys need representation more than anybody. And you need it differently because the district's different, and you need somebody who understands all of this district in all of its diversity. Is that Paul Nowicki? It is Paul Nowicki over there. I'm going to pick on Paul Nowicki, former star Chelsea City Councilor.
This is a little one and the middle one.
So Paul and I represented Chelsea and Cambridge when I was in the State House of Representatives. When I ran for the Senate, Paul and I didn't agree on everything, and I'm sure that he didn't agree on everything with Tim Flaherty. But what Paul and I both believe, and I'm going to speak for you, Paul, I know that makes you nervous. What Paul and I both understand about Tim Flaherty is this, that I may disagree with something on Tim, although there's not much I disagree with him on, and Paul may disagree on a couple of things, because Paul and I are different people, and Tim's different too. But Tim understands how this district works. He understands how to listen to people, and you know what else he understands? He knows when to stand up for this district. And he's not going to take orders from anybody in the state Senate. He's not going to take orders from anybody in the governor's office when it comes to representing each and every one of the communities in the Middlesex and Suffolk district. And my friends, when people ask me, why is it, Jarrett, that after 4 years, you're coming back to endorse somebody in a local state Senate race? It's because this is my community too, and I want somebody to represent all of you that will make you proud. And I am so proud. I am so proud. My friend, Paul's friend, your voice in the state Senate after November, to introduce to you Tim Flaherty.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Thank you all very much. And a special thanks to my friend Jarrett Barrios, who took a personal day to be here at great sacrifice to himself, and I really appreciate it. I'm very honored to have Jarrett's endorsement. I think it's a tremendous signal of the momentum that my candidacy has been building here in the last month of this campaign. And it signifies that now when voters are paying attention, it signifies that my campaign is building. It's building at a rapid pace, and I'm certain that it will give us the boost that we need in order to be successful in September. Jarrett, as we all know, has a reputation of being the hardest working of all legislators. He was a tireless champion of economic growth and development in Massachusetts while protecting all the progressive values that we care deeply about. Those are the values that are important to me. Those are the concerns that I share. That's the work ethic I will seek to emulate, and those really are the principles that I'll be very proud to fight for in the state Senate. And with your help, I will be elected. Now, Jarrett also had a very unique ability amongst, I think, any legislator in the state, and that was to bridge the gaps in the differences in this very diverse district, as Jarrett mentioned. This is the most diverse district in Massachusetts, and he was able to bridge those geographical differences. He was able to bridge the cultural differences. He was able to bridge the racial divides. That's a very important criteria for this job, and I take it as the highest personal compliment that Jarrett Barrios sees fit to lend me his personal endorsement, because he sees that I'm the candidate best suited to fill that role in the state Senate. And I think that's the highest compliment, and that's the reason why I'm most proud to be here accepting his support. And I thank you, Jarrett, very much for that. Now, over the last several months, during this hot summer, which I'm sure all of you have enjoyed at the beaches and at the pools and at the parks, I've been part of a grassroots organization with some very active, energetic young volunteers. We've knocked on a lot of doors. We've canvassed neighborhoods from Lynn to Newton, through Cambridge and Somerville and Charlestown and Chelsea and Everett and Saugus and Revere. We've been everywhere, and we've been securing support. We've been knocking on doors. We've been talking to voters one-on-one. Paul Nowicki and I have probably knocked every single door in Chelsea. And if we haven't knocked on your door and spoken to you personally, maybe that's because you weren't home, and we'll be back. So, with your support and with your help and with Jarrett's endorsement, I am certain that if we work together on September 14th, we'll have the votes we need to win. And with that, I promise you, I'll be the strongest voice that the state Senate can see on progressive values. Thank you all very much. Thank you to Giovanna. Thank you to Houston. I appreciate it.